Nu är det jul här i vårt hus, julen är kommen, hopparalala, barnen är ring. Dansar omkring. Granen står så grön och grann i stugan, granen står så grön och grann i stugan. Falala, falalalala, falalalala, falalala. That's a Swedish Christmas song, and I'm a Swede in LA, Swede in America. I also live in New York, so not just LA. But a lot of expats, immigrants like myself, are missing their motherland at this time of the year, myself included. I think a lot about my childhood Christmases and the good and the bad, and I try to incorporate all the beautiful things that I love about my culture, about the traditions of my culture, and I try to save them because they're very important to me. And I miss my friends. I miss my mom. I miss my childhood. And even if I celebrate with friends, or if I have a party, or if I go to a party, or if I'm alone, or however I celebrate Christmas, I still have this longing for my culture. And it's like that, it's like I always have a foot here and a foot there. But I really do love the enthusiasm and how Americans go all out. And I love gospel so much. I go to this beautiful church in LA that's a gospel church, and I went today for a Christmas concert. There was no sermon. It was just beautiful gospel music. And I was just thinking, I know that there are a lot of people that are lonely around this time of the year. It's a very difficult time for a lot of people. It can bring out just the reality of, how lonely you are. And you're seeing all the commercials and the movies about happy families, and it's about warmth, it's about love, it's about safety, it's about peace, and just taking a moment to spend it with each other before the next year starts. And for so many people, it's a really tough time. And we look at social media and we see people, being happy and joyful and doing all these amazing things. And the economy is bad, and maybe you can't, go out or do anything, or even, buy the kind of food that makes you feel like Christmas, like connected to your culture, right? And I don't want to, push my beliefs on you as far as Christianity, but, I think going to church, if you are, alone, and or any kind of religious community that you are welcome into, doesn't mean that you have to believe in their religion, but just going somewhere where people are singing and there's a feeling of community, and that you're not alone, and you see other people that go there, and they're also just trying to find a place to feel joyful. And so I really recommend to go. I recommend to go to church because that's what I do, but I'm sure there are a lot of other, beautiful places you can go to, but just find a place where, you can find that kind of like togetherness and hope, and just seeing other people that you might also, connect with. Because today I went to church and, I saw a lot of people being there on their own, like myself, and it's like when I go to church, I don't feel like I go here alone. It's I feel like I'm going home, like I'm in a beautiful space with so many people that I worship in, and just giving yourself over for an hour or two. Just let it all go and just release yourself, and maybe put your burdens onto a pedestal, whatever it is that you believe in. It is very liberating, and it just takes you out of this, like, the repetition of when you are in solitude. Solitude is wonderful. I love solitude. But if you are depressed or sad, or you're going through grief, and this is a really dark time, you might have lost, a parent, a loved one, going through divorce, a hard breakup or something like that. It's easy to just kind of isolate and spiral down, especially around this time, because you can't get distracted by work or whatever it is that you're doing. And so I really recommend that you just go out somewhere and find sanctuary where you can just release and maybe even cry. Because I cry every time I go to church. It's just like the only time I can truly just release and give myself over and surrender. This time of the holidays is a very short time. It is an opportunity to really reflect and to maybe even go through depression. And that can be a way to grow if you have a network of people around you, a strong foundation. But if you don't, and if you're on your own, it's really hard to go through that on your own. And so that's why I think, a church is a really good place. You don't have to profess, being a Christian or anything, but it's just trying to find a place where you just give yourself a little bit of space and release, and then, dress up, like do something nice for yourself, and also create, all those projects that you wanted to do, like you want to write this book, or if you want to like bake or read that book, or just do something creative for yourself. Because I always try to take this time of year to just slow down. I don't like to travel and go to vacations and do things around this time. I like to just kind of, nest and prepare for the next year, and just allow myself to be peaceful, to just, take the day as it comes, and start creating and preparing mentally, spiritually, physically. It's a really good time to create. So if you are alone and you're sad, I recommend just start that project. Just do that, because that will catapult you into the next year, and you will be so ahead of the game. And by trying something new and exploring something new, something that you always wanted to do and you never thought you could do, you're going to meet new people. And those people might be the people that will make you feel that you're not so alone. I mean, I know it's easy to just to sort of like spiral down. But I also want to say that, it's not about like distracting yourself and not feeling the feelings. Like, no, feel the feelings. If you are feeling, sad, anxious, and depressed, allow yourself to feel that and be like, you know what? What is a ball in a castle, like Cinderella said? It could be awful and fake, and it can also be absolutely wonderful. That's kind of like the FOMO, right? Like you're like, but the truth is that if I was Cinderella, I would rather be up there with the mice and sewing and work on my craft as a seamstress and start designing dresser and hiding it from the world and not telling anybody, the stepsisters or the prince or the castle or whoever, the stepmom, about what I was doing. I would just like pretend like I didn't want to go to the ball. I didn't want to wear the nice dresses. I would just take advantage of the fact that I was living rent-free in this castle and that I was in the attic with mice that were helping me and birds sewing my own beautiful gown that I was going to wear at the ball. Then I would think, you know what? I don't need the ball. I don't need the prince. I don't need the, stepsisters and stepmom. I'm going to create a line of dresses. And then I'm going to meet the prince on equal levels. And that's when he's really going to fall for me. And, I have to think long term. So even if right now you're like, I want to go to the ball, it's Christmas, everybody's having fun, everybody's going to the parties and traveling and spending money. What if you just like sit still and focus and know that what you're doing now is investing so that next year you're not going to feel like this and you're not going to want to be them and you're not going to want to have that life because you have created an authentic life that was born from like truth, from real work, from integrity. So, reach out to people when it gets really bad, but just keep on creating. Never give up. And that's my Christmas message. God bless. Hej då.